on to the Yesnaby division. Your very own division, and let's see how we got on with the scores in this one.
Well, I know.
So there's a couple of close ones here.
A bit annoyed if I've finally done okay. I've finally scored okay. Got 196 points, and I've still lost. So yeah, that kind of sums up the season really in its entirety. I'm now 140 odd points behind second worst scorer. So yeah, I think it's safe to say that it's not been my year.
Obviously, fantasy fans already shouting for a score correction on Thursday with the game against Yorkshire Finns when he lost 175.29 to 174.31.
Big game as well.
Close game at the top there. I got Citizens 155 against 149. The Lee Vikings, so that gets him up to 8-3, but it's still a close one. That probably went quite away. Good win for Sam. Well, it's 3-8, but beating Aberdeen Bucks 213 to 278. Aberdeen beat Alaskan Deep Freeze, so met in their place with 9-2 against the 3-8 Bedford Brewskis. Obviously yourself 1-10 against 8-3 Godalming and Goats, and then obviously Graham still in the number one spot, 238.51 against the Bodom Bears, which is still a good 212 points, but unfortunately when you're coming against the top team, there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, 212 points and losing's at uber harsh, It's Bedford Brewskis 195 points and losing. I've scored 196 points and losing. It's hard when you lose with those kind of points tallies, but that is what it is. That's the game, and that's why fantasy football's so beautiful. But Graham 9-2, Alaskan Deep Freeze now 9-2, so they are ticky tick tick tick. I'd say the Godalming Goats at 8-3 and Annacote Citizens are pretty much in now. But then you've got the 6-5s and the 5-6s are down. It's only down to 8th, and then Bedford Brewskis are 3-8. So there's 4 teams playing for 2 spots in this league. It's Yorkshire Finns, Aberdeen Bucks, Lee Vikings, and Buccaneers playing for 2 spots really.
But then the way they're going, if this thing does be a horrible score correction, it put the Bucks up to 7-4, and it put the Yorkshire Finns at 4-6 and all but out. So this is one where you don't want it to
make such a difference, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would make
5 and 6 you got a chance. 4 and 6 is harder.
There's another division where there's a real tight one that could, a score correction could change it, and it's a massive one like this as well. And it will not be fair at this stage of the season if they do a score correction to knock someone, and someone loses. Because it's such a tight game. It's such an important game. The difference. It's dragged Buccaneers right into the mire, and it's given Yorkshire Finns a great chance of making the playoffs now. So if that was to flip over, it would just not be fair.
That would be. I wonder. I'm going to have to maybe message them in the off season about can we turn it off?
I don't think it's fair.
Not fair.
Or get it right on the day. How difficult is it? He either tackled them or he didn't.
Well, in fairness, NFL.
Even more for the offensive ones.
Yeah. Well, they very rarely happen. It's usually always the defensive players that's causing it. So.
It is because they'll change a tackle to they'll change a solo tackle to a combined, and stuff like that.
Yeah, or just take two tackles off them altogether. But then it does happen in the NFL site as well. But NFL change them sometimes on a Wednesday, Thursday too. But the NFL site doesn't do defenders, so you don't really notice it so much. But it's still a bit. It's a sore one. Yeah, but I do like having the defenders.
But yeah, I mean the Bucks, they've got Kyler Murray back, so they'll be happy enough with that's a good thing for them. And McCaffrey's McCaffrey, need Jacobs to start turning it round, and Diggs obviously. Diggs has been a problem this whole entire year. Is just something not quite right with Diggs and Allen at the moment?
Well, he's been spitting his dummy out for most of the season, so obviously he's not happy.
And it's not the first time he spat his dummy out, because remember he spat his dummy out in Minnesota as well, so he's obviously a big baby, do you know what I mean? It's
a bit temperamental. Is a word.
At the moment.
No, I don't think.
No, it's a big baby, Johnny. Let's call a spade, shall we? He's a big baby.
Yeah, well, he is a big baby. But then obviously you've got your kicker scoring 2 points when your team scores 34. It's like,
I know.
what?
It's touchdown
Because
central, isn't it?
he kept on going, yeah, but then he was always going for 2 points, I think.
Going for 2 points, yeah.
So
It's
just to like even up the
yeah,
score, but it's a
that's a
bit
bit harsh
sore.
to only get 2 points from the kicker, and
And he had
ultimately
Mosley at
ultimately
6.5.
that's what cost them.
It did.
Great
Obviously,
win, great win.
Jefferson, he loved Jefferson back, but I don't think he's coming back this week. It'll be the week after, I think. So, it's a good time for the playoffs as long as he gets there. So,
Yeah, he's on bye week in the week after, is he not? So they're going to bring
oh
him
yeah,
back
so the
after
week
bye
after
week
that.
and give him 2 weeks.
So
Yeah, but he'll be back
basically,
for playoff.
he'll be back for the final game of the start of the playoffs. Yeah. So let's hope you get there so you can actually use them. It's a bit annoying that you get them when you
Well,
get them in the
that's
consolation, but you got to do it. It's
but
good for
yeah,
the player as well,
this is
because he is such a
definitely
good
a
player.
division. There's been a big divide in this division, between the kind of top lot and the bottom lot. It's 1-10, obviously me, 3-8 and 3-8 and 3-8. So there's been quite a few that have not done well, and as such, there's a couple of 9-2s and a couple of 8-3s. So those middle of the road ones, they're the ones that are in the dogfight now. But you've got a kind of obviously the Buccaneers and Lee Vikings will be delighted with a 1-game lead, but
Yeah, but
you got to they'll need two out of three,
well,
and the 5 and
Lee
6
Vikings will
win off.
certainly need to win because their point scoring is a lot lower than the teams below them. So they're
Well,
in their own hands. If they lose, they're going to drop at the top 6, so they need to win.
it's Buccaneers this week, so it's a massive game,
I've not looked at that one yet,
huge
but yeah.
game alert. The Lee Vikings are playing the Buccaneers 6-5, 6-5. The winner gives himself very good shout of getting in gives himself a right good leg up. And they will definitely be in 5th place, and they will definitely
Oh,
have at least 1 game lead over 6th and 7th.
you're getting
And
spanked
the
up 3 of
loser's
this
going to
week.
be in the dogfight.
Well,
Who've
that's the thing.
Aberdeen Bucks?
Aberdeen Bucks have got the Bradford Brewskis who did well last week, so that could be they scored okay, but they lost. But
They
that'll be a
did,
close game.
but you got to think,
Imagine
the
winning that and
Aberdeen
being one
Bucks,
game back. So Yorkshire Finns are playing the
and
Ancoats Citizens. That'll be a
yeah,
tough
that's a
game,
harsh
close game.
game for Yorkshire fans. Like, it really is. I don't think there's any bye weeks this week, is there? I think because it's
No, it's
Thanksgiving, there's no
Thanksgiving. All
bye
the
week.
games are played. That's why there's so many teams on bye
Yeah, so,
next week. I think there's like 6 teams on a
yeah.
bye next week. It's going to be a nightmare. Like,
So this is the week to get that one. Get the one that you need. It's the Bodom Bears and Godalming Goats. That's a nothing game. I'm playing Graham. Top versus bottom. That's the definitive. Excuse me. That's the definitive nothing game. So
it would be
you know
funny if
what's
you
going
won
to
it, though.
happen, don't you?
You're going to
I'm
win.
going to win it. That's exactly what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, but it matters not a jot. The Alaskan Deep Freeze are playing Darlington Rams, matters not a jot. So, I mean, there really is. The games to concentrate on this week are Ancoats Citizens, Yorkshire Finns, Lee Vikings, Buccaneers, and Bedford Brewskis and Aberdeen Bucks.
Yeah.
Something's got to
Yeah.
go somewhere.
But yeah, like you say, it probably will be Lee Vikings against the Buccaneers will be the game of the week, closely followed by the other two. But I will
Yeah,
be. It'd be good to see Duke get a win there and get to 6-6, and that will certainly spice things up a bit.
yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, and
Because,
it'd be good to see. At the same time, I'm hoping that Aberdeen Bucks get the win against Bedford. Or who would I have thought would have said I hope Aberdeen get a win, but there you go, against the Bedford Brewskis, just so that kind of evens it. Keeps the race
oh,
going.
that'll be fun. That'll be squeaky butt time at that one if that happened. But they've got a good
What's
chance. Like
that?
Aberdeen Bucks have got a good team. So obviously
Yeah, no,
Bedford
they
have
very much
projected to
so.
win, but who they got? Well,
They've
they've
got. I
not.
mean,
They've,
Sam Howell's
Aaron
been
Jones is
great.
out. So
He's got an Aaron Jones problem there, hasn't he? But he's got Tua sitting on the bench. He's got
yeah.
Kyle Pitts coming, sitting there on the bench. So
Well,
Algier has his games. He has his bad ones, doesn't he?
but
But he's
Murray.
going to have to bring him in for good.
I don't know. Murray might do okay against that Philly defense. They got ran over of yesterday. That's a bit unusual.
Yeah, I'm not convinced Murray's even going to get no with Cook's on. Cook's going really well again now, you know.
Yeah, but Murray is the touchdown
But
dependent, but he does get some of the goal line touches. So, but yeah, no,
the Brewskis are a decent, you know, they've got some good players in there as well that are all scoring really well. You know, you've got Gus Edwards, who's, you know, the Gus bus is in full
Mixon.
flow, you know. Mixon started doing better of late, and it's, you know, they're going to need to run the ball a lot now with Cincinnati. Shame their season's
Yeah,
over, you know, but they'll run the ball a lot. Smith finally showed up, you know, Addison's going to do fine, you know, he's doing fine. Collins is doing fine. Yeah,
he's
I
got
mean,
Chris
he's running
Olave on
into
the
a difficult
bench.
game.
Yeah, it'll be a hard game, but like Ben for
We'll see.
Brewski again, he's got Chris Olave on the bench as well. So
Yeah, so he's got him to come in as well,
Fry,
but
Fry,
it's
Fryer Muth maybe one more week before he's actually any use, but then it's the Steelers that got to throw the ball. So, although they have
well,
got rid of
you know,
their head offensive coach or not, so they might actually give them a chance to
yeah, they
throw it.
have done. Yeah, they've got rid of
So
someone, so maybe that will
Matt Canada
help a
was it?
little bit.
So,
But you know, I don't think
but
it's a coach's problem. I think it's a quarterback problem. To be fair.
oh god, yeah, it's not a good quarterback. So after that's the end of that's a Yesnaby done.